despite the fact that neither man played a full season in 2020, they both had what could be described as their worst seasons. Wentz had career lows in completion percentage and QBR. Ertz had just over 300 receiving yards and 1 touchdown, also career lows. So let's come out and talk this one a little bit here. And the Carson Wentz story is one that we just keep waiting. This could be any minute, or it could continue to drag on. And Kimberley, how would you describe the reaction around the league to the fact that the Eagles seem not to be getting what they think they should get in a trade for Carson Wentz?
No one's surprised that they're not getting their asking price. I mean, I think it's the art of negotiation. You start really high. But unfortunately for the Eagles, they're trying to sell everybody on the 2017 version of Wentz when we all just watched the 2020 version of Wentz, and it was not pretty. The thing that I find the most interesting is the teams that we assume would be all in on Carson Wentz, that would have picked up the phone, was like, yes, that's the guy. It'd be the Bears because of John DeFilippo, their passing game coordinator. It'd be the Colts because of Frank Reich, Press Taylor, Mike Groh. All these guys have Eagles connections and Carson connections. And the fact that we haven't seen any movement here yet, and we haven't seen the Eagles get what they're asking for, I find that a little interesting.
Yeah, and it could mean the Eagles have an expectation of what they should be getting for Wentz that is just not realistic. I mean, like Bart Scott, we just saw this trade of Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. Right. And I think the Eagles are acting like they've got Matthew Stafford. And the reality is they've got Jared Goff. I don't mean that as a pejorative, but it just is the reality. They've got a guy who you're going to have to pay someone to take his contract off your hands. That's how it looks sitting where I'm sitting. What do you think, Bart Scott?
Well, oddly enough, both of them was in the same draft class. And Just look at these, 1 and 2 and different destinations. But I think if I'm the coach, I'm just going to be patient. I'm not going to bid against myself. I know the market is small, and I know that you need somebody that's going to take salary cap relief from the Eagles. You think about the Eagles being grossly over the salary cap next year. It's a natural fit to get rid of Zach Ertz and pair him with them, but you can't send him, Zach Ertz, to Chicago. They have like 25 tight ends. They drafted 2, brought in Jimmy Graham. They have no place for another tight end. So you think about, where's the destination? Zach Ertz will fit perfectly in Indianapolis, and you think about Wentz as well, but they're not going to bid against themselves. If they get a first-round draft pick, which last year the Colts did that, I think that'd be fair compensation because I'm taking another $5 million off your cap. You think about Zach Ertz, he's the 8th highest-paid player on the team. That's going to give them some much-needed relief that they need later in the line to try and fill this roster.
Let me bring a Chicago kid in.
on thin ice too.
Yeah, well, let me bring a Chicago kid in on this, Rob Ninkovich. So you look at the Bears situation. It's easy to see why they want to bring in a veteran because both the coach and the general manager are one bad season away from getting fired for sure. You don't want to put that job into the hands of a rookie. But if you're there, do you think that Carson Wentz is the answer?
No, because his performance does not match his compensation. If you trade for Wentz, he is on the books for $132 million from season 2021 to 2024. $132 million. That's third highest in the NFL. So if his production was anywhere close to that, I feel like teams would do it. But when they look at the film and you put on the film, you're like, I'm not putting myself in this position to trade for a guy that's going to come into our team and become the highest paid guy. And his production isn't there. So if I'm Chicago, and I look at Trubisky's last 3 seasons, it's better than Wentz's. So I'm not going there. I'm not trading for him. I'm not giving up the picks for that contract. It's just not going to happen. So the Eagles aren't going to get what they want for him.
The expression on the face of Bart Scott amuses me. What are we thinking there?
I mean, I know Wentz hasn't had the best season last year, but come on, Mitchell Trubisky, this is a great upgrade. You think about what he was. He's a guy that was sacked 50 times. We saw Patrick Mahomes become a mere mortal when he didn't have protection. Well, that's exactly what Carson Wentz had to endure in Philadelphia. This is a team that got old, went all in for a championship. They won the championship, and everybody around him got old, and the pieces got old around him. I mean, he's trying to throw to Deshaun Watson, who's like a Ferrari. Yeah, it's beautiful, but the check engine light's always on. So you think about if he goes to Chicago, that makes Chicago, I believe, a Super Bowl contender.
Can you repeat that? You believe that Carson Wentz on the Bears makes the Bears a Super Bowl contender?
Yeah, or the Colts as well, because you just think about, what Carson Wentz looks like when he's able to improvise those off-schedule plays. You think about giving him protection. This is a man that was sacked 50 times. This is because he has nobody to throw to. I mean, he had no protection, and he had a average running game.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.